Hello detectives, this is Cypher Bay. Welcome to my channel. I will be making a 101 video for Leo, also known as Ember. I'm making this video because I've noticed not a lot of content creators are making hunter guide videos, and I'm personally tired of waiting 7+ minutes as survivor. So today we're going to be going over how to play Leo to help new beginners and give them the courage to step away from playing survivor and give hunter a shot. So to start off, we're going to be going over Leo's power. He has changed a lot since I first started playing him back in season 1, and I came back around season 14. So let's go ahead and look at his power. So Leo accumulates rage tokens. He can acquire these by getting stunned, such as getting stunned by forward, painter's painting, coordinator's gun, and prisoner's stun. There's a few other survivors that could also stun him, so he could also accumulate rage that way. Leo did not have rage back in season 1, so this was completely new to me when I first saw it after he got updated. So his awaken ability is something that's very interesting. If you tap on the flame icon, he'll summon a phantom, which lasts 25 seconds. The phantom will chase the nearest survivor that he finds, and if he does not find a survivor nearby, he'll kind of just search for one. What this thing doesn't tell you though is that the phantom cannot be stunned. You could actually use the phantom to body block stunners, such as coordinator's gun or forward's dash. This can be very useful for when you're trying to pick up a survivor and then you have a rescuer trying to prevent that pickup. Alright, so now we're going to be looking at his second ability, which is the puppet control. So Leo has this puppet that he could throw around, and the puppet is used as a beacon to detect survivors nearby. You can use the puppet to teleport to it and also gain a speed boost when you do teleport to the puppet, so it'll help you gain some speed towards the survivor. But just like the phantom description, this doesn't tell you that you could use your flame and drag it onto the puppet. These descriptions need to be updated because a lot of people don't know that or don't know how it works. But essentially what you need to do is, if you have one flame token, you want to drag it to one of your puppets, and when you throw it or set it down, or if it's already set, it will come alive and it will roam around and search for ciphers and see if there's any survivors nearby. If it detects a survivor, it will chase after it, it will break pallets, but it can be tapped so it can be dismantled. While it's being dismantled, you won't be able to teleport to it, and if it gets broken completely, there goes your flame token, so you won't be able to use it efficiently. When Leo gets full presence, he'll gain a second puppet, and just like in the descriptions before, the game does not tell you that if you throw this puppet and there's a survivor between you and your red puppet and you teleport to it, you can swing and hit the survivor that is in between you and the puppet. It's a little confusing at first to understand, but I will show it in the tutorial during the custom match. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of me doing the red puppet throw to hit a survivor in an actual match, but I do have 2 matches that I will be showing in this video. Before we actually jump into the actual gameplay, I do want to show his persona web because I do think this is the best persona web you could equip for Leo. To start off, you actually want to equip Hunt and level it up to 3. That way you gain 10% movement speed when you chase a survivor for 8 seconds. Leo is one of the few hunters that you can use his power and not lose this trait. To go into detail, if you drag one of the flames and drag it into one of your puppets, you won't lose the Hunt trait. Also, if you summon a phantom, you will also not lose your trait. His second trait, of course, is going to be detention. Leo's not the best hunter, but that does not mean he isn't viable. He is pretty good, but chances are you're going to be going to late game because survivors finish all the ciphers within like 3 minutes and 30 seconds. His last important trait that I want to go over is called confined space. If you ever played Dead by Daylight, this is basically bamboozle. Like whenever you hop a window, it will block the window for 20 seconds. Ultimately, you want to have a really strong early chase with Leo, and with so many windows that are very strong in the game, you want to have this kind of trait so you can cut chases a lot faster. With all that being said, now that we've gone over his power and his traits, we're going to be going over to a custom just to show real quick how his powers actually work in gameplay. So it's just a quick custom match just to show how his puppets actually work. I will be grabbing one of the puppets right now, and you could aim it long or near, and you could actually throw it and teleport to it. For those confused of how the flame token actually works, I'll be showing how to drag it right now. This is the flame token right here, and then you kind of just drop it to the puppet. When you drop it to the puppet and you throw the puppet will come alive once it lands, and it'll hit the nearest survivor, just like that. Okay, now I'll be showing how the red puppet actually works when you throw it and teleport to it while hitting a survivor in between. So you want to take aim of the puppet, throw it far, teleport and swing while you're teleporting, and it will hit the survivor. So lastly, I'll be going over how the phantom actually works. I have the phantom behind me right now, and it's chasing the gardener. I was trying to body block the gardener, that way the phantom could hit, but she ended up turning around and the phantom hit her right there. The phantom will stay for a little bit. I think he stays for the actual 25 seconds and then disappears. There you go. So now that we've finished the introduction and how his powers work completely, we're gonna go ahead and go into an actual match and play some real players. So off the bat, I already spawned in one of the corners of the map, so I'm pretty aware of where the survivors spawn. I ended up finding Priestess first, and I knew she wasn't going to drop the pallet over here because she had a lot of distance, so I just kept running. But she was going to drop it there because I was going to hit her if she didn't, so she had plenty to lose if she didn't drop it. It's just little mind games that you want to pay attention to, that you'll pick up as you play Hunter more. So we unlocked our first present, so we get one puppet. I noticed that I had one flame stock and the dancer was nearby, so I decided to leave Priestess on the ground and go after the dancer. I placed the flame on my puppet and decided to throw it over the pallet, but he ended up falling over here, which landed on my favor because we were both able to get the hit on the dancer. Unfortunately though, Priestess has fast healing, so she got up really fast and I lost that chase, but I can slug her next time and she won't be able to pick herself back up. So Perfumer decided to come for the save, use her perfume, but unfortunately I didn't have a flame stock on me, so I decided to just hit her and just take the rescue. A good thing to note is that if there's two survivors in front of you while you're in chase, your flame stock actually fills up a lot faster. So a good tip here is if you have a flame token, use your flame token when Perfumer uses her perfume, hit her. When she teleports back, your phantom will actually hit her when she teleports back and you will actually be able to get the hit. That will overdo her perfume ability and, well, essentially you don't have to worry about being kited for 3 ciphers. Normally putting survivors in the basement is a really good idea, but you have to be careful with Priestess because she could just teleport below like that. Do not go underneath. Chances are the survivor will go through the portal because they want to get out of the basement really fast. You get an easy hit. Get rid of the portal and go after the Priestess. The Priestess made too much distance and I wanted to get the Perfumer just to get her out of the game, but I ended up losing her here. So it's best to just take the puppet out of the basement. You don't want it just sitting there and go after somebody else. Luckily I found the Priestess again, so it worked in my favor. And the puppet went for the hit. I tried to go for the teleport into hit, but the priestess hit. The enchantress dodged it, so I ended up summoning the phantom instead. Tried to go for the hit here, but I missed. But the phantom always got her, and as she went around, you could always hit these brick walls to knock out the survivor. It counts as half a damage, I believe. So yeah, that is the game right there. Got all 4 survivors. And that's the first match. We're going to be going into the next match really soon. So for this match, I decided to play it a little bit differently. Normally, Leo players would choose Blink or Teleport. I chose Teleport in the last one and it helped me get out of the basement to just relocate. But this time I'm bringing Patroller. Patroller's not really used, I just wanted to experiment with it. And it turns out that Patroller is not, well, I mean, he's not the best, but he's actually pretty good if you play him correctly with Leo. The Magician knew right here that I was building up my flame token, so he decided to just keep running forward instead of just running around that same little loop. I decided to change targets right here to Prospector because Prospector could free me tokens from stunning me with his magnets, just like that. So right here I decided to use Patroller because he was really far away, but my Phantom was after him. It helps if you have good ping because the Patroller kept lagging a bit, but essentially if you clip onto the survivor, the Phantom will go ahead and hit him because he doesn't wait, so that counts as an easy down. So notice we have the basement here, which is going to be really strong for Leo because I have my puppet and I have a flame token with me. So there's no priestess to worry about either. So I'm going to have a lot of pressure towards this team of survivors. So Dancer knew right away that with Leo, you actually have to go to the basement immediately. You don't want to let him go upstairs. So she went down, but I had my flame and I ended up missing right here, but my Phantom got her. She decided to run upstairs and I was able to get her real quick. Darker went for the save. She was afraid that I was gonna put a flame on my puppet, so she decided to save early and ended up getting terror shocked. So Magician was the last survivor that I had to get, and I anticipated him using his wand to try to dodge my attack, so I just went for the chair instead because I knew he wanted to get the save, and they needed to chair this doctor really fast because he was going to struggle out. So Prospector wanted to do one last hurrah, threw a magnet down, but I had my dog and my phantom ready. So it was just back to old tactic, grab him, he gets smacked. And that's all 4 survivors right there. So not a bad secondary trait to equip the patroller. I think he's pretty good, but he's very situational. And this match he did come in handy, and like I said, there was no priestess to worry about. But that was GG. But that is the Hell Ember Guide 101 for beginners. Some tips and tricks for people who are just starting off the game. I really hope this helps because there's really not a lot of hunters that are playing, and I know it could be a little discouraging, but it is fun. I recommend everybody to not just play one role, but play 2, get the full experience of the game. And yeah, let me know if I should make more of these. So I'll see you guys all in the manor. Goodbye.